Hey everybody, welcome back to Candor's Collectibles. So I'm Chris.
And I'm Malokai.
Give us a like, a subscribe. We're looking for the subscriptions. You can't see Malokai. So our video today, we're going to do a recent haul. So this is over the last couple weeks. We've had quite a few things come in. Some I'm super crazy excited for. Some I just kind of grabbed because they were fairly cheap on eBay or something else.
I've been looking forward to kind of complete the collection.
Yeah, and one thing I grabbed, like the Batman by Grant Morrison Volume 3. I grabbed it at when we were at Phantom Zone Comics in Everett. So we were there for our weekly visit, and they had it sitting there.
Basically our third home.
Yeah, you couldn't get it anywhere online.
Oh,
so no, so IST still doesn't have it. CGN didn't have it, and so you couldn't get it anywhere. And so luckily, I saw it there, and I was like, okay, I'll grab this. The problem is I only had Volume 3 now, and I had to buy Volume 1 and 2. So I found those on Amazon, and normally Amazon delivery is notorious for damaging books because they put zero packaging in them. But
they just throw it onto your front porch.
They literally like throw them in a box with nothing else in there. So yeah.
You go to have a talk with them.
Yeah, so that's a thing, but luckily we live near a distribution center, and so I think that we get our deliveries fairly safe.
Yeah,
with the books, that they don't go through too many other things. So yeah, so I really can't see your head or anything.
I know. You can just see it from the nose above.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we'll kind of go through these each individual and go from there. Okay, so we're gonna go through these one at a time. We'll kind of go through and just we'll find a home for them as we put them away and go through. So one of the first two I got was the Xmen Endangered Species oversized hardcover, and then the Messiah Complex. Both are huge stories for Xmen. And you want to open that one for me?
Yes,
we'll open these as we go. Some of them I haven't opened at all.
Oh, sweet. This one already has a tear in it.
There's actually quite a few of mine that I haven't opened yet. But Messiah Complex, it's a great story. I read it in, what's it called? The it's a collected, like, it's a yellow edition. I can't remember what it's called. But you get the front there with the Mark Silvestri cover, and Mr. Sinister is one of my favorite villains ever.
Never heard of him.
Mr. Sinister? Oh, he's amazing. So he clones them. He's big in genetics.
Oh.
Then you get the back, which is a great picture with those ones there. Cyclops, Emma Frost, Wolverine. Who else is over there? Nightcrawler, Angel. Right. Take the cover off. This is pretty normal for these versions. They're just
I like it.
The embossed. Yeah,
I like how it's gold.
They're kind of cool.
Kind of reminds me of what I like to call the Superman Bible, our Superman collection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like when you remove it, it's like red and then a nice golden symbol.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. One of the things I really like about this one is
love that work.
It's Mark Silvestri, and Mark Silvestri always does some really good work. He's one of those that went over to Image at some point, but nothing. I don't want to go through too much of this story. Just kind of want to show you a couple things here and there, simply because.
You haven't read it? Yeah.
No, I've read this, but there's some stuff that it's kind of better to encounter, right? That's Mr. Sinister.
Oh man, he's creepy.
Yeah, so Mr. Sinister. So, really good story. I like it. It ties into X-Force heavily.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, and so there's actually an X-Force one that I haven't gotten yet. It's called X-Force Messiah War.
Would you like to show off this one too?
Yeah. So I haven't read this one. This is Endangered Species. Okay. I'll just put it right there.
All right.
So this is kind of when the Beast started getting a kind of a weird look to him that I wasn't a big fan of.
Yeah. I remember I had an action figure of him. It's like my favorite action figure growing up.
So again, diamond embossed, or I mean gold embossed, diamond embossed.
That would be expensive.
Yeah. But it's got some great looks to it too. Right. We're about to get into some of my favorites. It's got Bishop going into it. It takes place after the House of M storyline, which House of M, do you remember, that's where Scarlet Witch said no more mutants? Okay.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, and so huge thing. So this kind of, so does the Messiah complex. They all take place after that. Okay.
I'll take that off your hands.
Dangerous species. This
I
one.
like the cover art where it's all of them walking up there.
Yeah.
It fits the title very well.
This one's by Jim Lee.
Ooh.
It's Extinction Agenda.
I always forget that he did some work with Marvel.
Jim Lee. He's like the #1 artist for X-Men.
Huh?
But
well, I mean, he works for DC. Come on, cut me some slack here.
I know. So anyway, so Jim Lee artwork on the front, great artwork on the back with Havoc and the X Factor. So Extinction Agenda. This collects Uncanny X-Men number 235 to 238 and 270, 272. New Mutants number 95 to 97. And X Factor 60 through 67, written by Chris Claremont and Louise Simonson, and illustrated by Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, John Bogdanov, Guang Yap, Rick Leonardi, and Mark Silvestri. This one is a really cool one. This one, this is kind of cool too, huh?
Yeah, that
so
is.
it's the red embossed.
Dang.
And that's cool. That's Archangel on the front. Remember him from Uncanny
Yep.
X-Force?
How could I
Cable.
forget it?
Okay. Yeah. So, and it's you know, it's this art here. This style. So, I don't know a lot about this one, besides the fact that I just knew I was missing it, so
Yeah.
I grabbed it. You know, Jubilee.
Oh wait, wasn't she like in the beginning of the X-Men cartoons?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one who could like accidentally make electronics explode.
Kind of.
Yeah, she was like
She made like little bursts of light.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Dazzler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoops. I remember that cartoon.
So.
Most catchy theme song out there.
Seriously. So that's Extinction Agenda. So I grabbed that one at one point. Okay, so I got Extinction Agenda and these next two in the same bundle.
You did?
Yeah, and these next two are X-Men by Chris Claremont, Jim Lee, Volume 1, and X-Men, Jim Lee, Volume 2. Now, on eBay, these go for, this one alone can go for $250 to $300. That's Volume 2, right? Volume 1 can go for $150 to $200 easy, all the time, right?
So what was the price?
The Extinction Agenda, you can get for $80 to $100. Somebody was trying to offload them, and I got all three of them for, I think it was $175.
Compared to $800?
No, it was like it's like $500, right?
Still amazing.
There's no way I would ever be paying that much.
Oh yeah, no. Like comics just
especially since these two right here, the X-Men Volume 1 and Volume 2, they're getting reprinted this year. Well, not this year. This one's getting reprinted this year, December this year, and the next one is being reprinted February of next year, right? So if I was a patient man, I would just waited.
Yeah.
Right? I wasn't gonna pay the stupid prices,
But patience is a virtue, Father.
But their cover price is $125. And not to mention that this is when Uncle Trent and I started reading comics for the most part. These are like the 90s, the epitome of the 90s comics. Volume 1's a little slower, right? It doesn't really go into the Jim Lee stuff just yet.
Yeah,
It's Mark Silvestri, which is still, you know, one of my faves, but later on it starts getting into that Jim Lee artwork, and this is the Chris Claremont story and everything along those lines. So it's a really good read. So this one here collects. Okay, here's some of the covers and stuff. I love this era of comics. It's just, you know, one of my favorites.
One way to tell how old it is when they use blue in the hair.
Yeah.
That's the way how I can tell how old a comic is if they use blue.
So this one here collects Uncanny X-Men 244 to 269, X-Men Annual number 13, and Classic X-Men number 39.
A lot of classics.
All right. So this one, volume 2, this is the more popular one of the two. Okay. So this is the one that, I mean, look at that cover. Look at that cover. Right?
Looks good.
So this one here collects X Factor 63 to 70, Uncanny X-Men 273 to 280, X-Men number 1 through 9, and material from 10 to 11, and Ghost Rider 26 through 27.
Ghost Rider.
X-Men number 1, this one.
That's on your comic book box, isn't
That's
it?
on my comic book box, right?
Yeah.
So
I recognize
that
that.
right there, that is the number 1 selling comic book of all time.
It is?
Yes, yeah. X-Men number 1 with Jim Lee.
Oh, well, I mean, if it's the first one.
Well, it's from the 90s, first one.
Yeah.
But again, great artwork right here. Right? Oh, I didn't show off these covers. But this is whenever you start to get into the era of most of us late 30s to 40-year-old guys. I guess people, right? In general. But these are the stories that we grew up with, the covers we grew up with. I was super excited about getting this one. So being able to read this one, actually, you know what's funny? This one here is the exact reason I used to draw this picture over and over again. That Magneto right there, that face. I used to draw that picture all the time.
Really?
Yeah, as a kid.
I used to try to draw the Batman Who Laughs face.
But there's the cover. It was like four or five different ones. You'd have to buy them. They all connected together. Yeah, I used to draw that, and there's another one. So look at that Colossus.
Dang.
Right.
It's actually really cool looking.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find. There was
It's
another.
showing you would see Gambit more often too.
This one, this Magneto one right here too. So. Right.
Oh yeah, he looks cool. Man.
So yeah, so this one I was super excited for. I was just crazy excited.
I remember you talking about it when you got it.
Whenever I first got it, I was like,
got it.
I got it. So yeah, oh, and it's got the fold out covers.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Omega Red's one of my favorite villains from it. So anyway, so it's a silver embossed.
A little damaged up there.
A little bit, yeah. And I knew it whenever I bought it. That's kind of the thing you give or take when you get something a little bit cheaper.
Right.
It's not just damaged, it's dented a little bit up top.
Yeah, it'd be a damaged from entirely different store if there's like huge scratches on it. Then no one would want to buy that.
Yeah, so certain things, I buy them knowing.
Yeah. Or else then I would be angry.
Okay, so this one.
This is what I'm excited about.
This one? New 52 Zero Omnibus?
No, I thought you were about to pull out the Injustice, but I mean, this one's
Not
also
yet.
pretty cool. I'm excited
Okay.
about this one too.
So this one here. Okay, so I want the new 52. I want the 52 Omnibus. Okay. The 52 Omnibus collects all the new 52 stuff. I think it's like the first issues.
You lost the underwear then.
Yeah, because it's new 52. And I got this one on eBay. I saw it, I watched it. I haven't stretched the spine yet, so we won't really flip through too much, see how tight that is.
Yeah. I mean, you just opened it, so don't expect too much.
It is a sewn binding, so it's not. It's got a good binding compared to some of the DC stuff in the past. But essentially, what this is, it collects 52 zero issues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not one continuous story. It's just it's 52 zero, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's the Supes one, right? Action Comics number 0, Superman number 0, Superboy number 0, and Supergirl number 0. Okay, so this is all kicking off the new 52 stuff.
Yeah.
So I got it. On eBay, I was watching it. It went for $15 plus $10 shipping, right?
That's not too bad, actually.
When it retails at $150.
That's an amazing price then.
Well, I don't understand it. So the same guy on eBay actually sells this same. He's over in Lake Stevens.
Oh, he is?
He's local, yeah. I don't know. He must have just got an insane amount of them because that's all he sells. Like if you look in his store, he's got like a bazillion of these new 52-0 omnibus. So I don't fully understand or know, but
He meant to just type in like 1, but he actually typed in like 100.
yeah. So there's the front, the spine, and the rear, right? So you get the Trinity.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I kind of dig that too.
Batman looked awesome.
And it's a lot. I mean, can you find, what is this? 1,333 pages. It's a big boy. But it collects. This collection celebrates the first anniversary of DC Comics and New 52 by presenting all 55, not 52, special number 0 issues filled with secrets, origins, revelations, and shocking fates of the world's greatest superheroes, starting Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, and more. Right? So, I don't know how good it is. We'll see.
Nice,
But it was one that I thought would just be amazing just to add to the shelf because I didn't have it for one, and it was such a good deal.
If we don't like it, we'll pretend it never existed.
It looks, if nothing else, it looks good on the shelf with that spine.
Yeah, it really does. I like it.
Yeah. So, I just picked this one up this week. So this is one that I was kind of disappointed in.
Really?
Yeah, just to tell you the truth, just because it was supposed to be an omnibus.
Mm-hmm.
So John Byrne's The Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
John Byrne's one that he really made. He brought the character back. So this is after Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of he gave life to the character and made it more relatable.
Less of the up and away and more to the like hero people can look up to and relate to.
So I've been waiting for this one for quite a while, but it was supposed to be an omnibus.
Mm-hmm.
Then they canceled the omnibus. Right, it's great.
I like the artwork though.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's Marv Wolfman.
Kind of forgot that back then Superman's cape was actually kind of loose on him a bit.
Yeah,
like that
right
back
behind
piece.
the neck.
Yeah, instead of it actually being stitched onto the suit and the back.
John Byrne and Jerry Ordway are the pencilers. John Byrne and Marv Wolfman are the writers. Yeah, so it's supposed to be they downgraded it to not even an oversized hardcover. It's just a hardcover, right? And if you know me, I don't really like regular hardcovers because they don't fit. They're too small.
Yeah.
And
I actually like them, but it all depends on how it is.
well, when they go on the shelf, it looks funny when they sit next to a omnibus or an oversized hardcover one.
Yeah.
So, so I picked it up because in hopes that maybe if there's enough sales, and it's volume 1, if there's enough sales, maybe they'll put out a omnibus version of it. Because I mean, there's literally only like 2 Superman omnibus. If you didn't know this,
Really?
it's very irritating.
There's so many Batman ones.
There's Death and Return of Superman, and then there's
Justice for Superman.
There's one that I don't have. Exile. It's called Superman Exiled. It's just a bunch of stories together. And there's Superman Batman, but I don't know. I guess Batman really does outsell Superman that much.
Justice for Superman, Dad.
Okay.
That is a new thing.
This one here, I got a little damage on this jacket here, but volume 3 of the Nightfall Omnibus, and this is one of those. This is one of those that came. I was victim to. I got the first one on a deal. I really wanted them because they're. You know, this is the epitome of the death of Superman for Batman. This is where Bane breaks his back, right?
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I'm trying to straighten out this jacket a little bit. So
so this is where that, the bad guy, basically, Batman type.
Azrael.
Yeah, Azrael.
Yeah, so Azrael kind of takes over.
Yeah. Dark multiverse version of him was cool.
Yeah, so this is one where I picked up the first one, and this one's Nightfall. Night Send. This one's Night Send. And then there's Night Quest and
Night. No, these two are Night. Oh yeah,
Nightfall, Night Quest, and Night Send.
Yeah.
And so, I wanted the third one, plain and simple. So I need to have all of them before it went out of printing. Because once they go out of printing, then they're insanely hard to get a hold of, and they're so expensive. And, you know, but it's, you know, it's 90s artwork. It's Azrael right there.
Yeah, Azrael looks pretty cool.
He's a pretty cool character, but yeah, he took over. So, and I'll be honest, I never actually read this from start to finish, because I wasn't a big Batman guy, and so I knew the story. Yeah, so I knew the story, but I didn't really know. There's the spine, the front, neck. Yeah, Dust Jacket's a little bit on the needs some loving side, but it's okay. It's a little long, or it looks like it was wasn't drawn straight before they did the plastic.
They didn't do a good job packing it.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll straighten it out. So yeah, so this is one that I had to get at some point before it went out of print. Because for instance, like JSA, so Justice Society of America, you can get volume 1 right now, still in print. Right? Volume 2, out of print. It's going for $350. Volume 3, in print. You can get it for $60, $70, right?
They know how to drive a man insane, is basically.
It's just like, reprint volume 2. So,
it's like, you think it'd be volume 1 that's not being printed right now.
when you put it on there, make sure this is still up.
Alright.
So, maybe over here or something.
You got it.
Okay, so Injustice. This is the one you were waiting for, right?
Yep, because I remember I had the first couple of them when they first came out.
The trade paperbacks.
Yep, the first trade paperback.
Yeah.
Well, no, not even the trade paperbacks, like the straight up just small ones.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot we bought those, right?
Yeah, I think they were a gift from Uncle Danny or so.
Trent. I think
Yeah,
they were Trent. Okay, so this one here, I kept holding off on buying a lot. Right? I'd always see it, but I knew the story. I'd already read some stuff.
Me and him played so much of that game together.
So much Injustice.
I know all of Flash's move, baby.
Yep. So I held off on buying this,
Right.
but that's so cool actually.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. So I held off on buying it, but the reason I ended up pulling the trigger on it was because of Volume 2 is coming out in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so this is Volume 1, and because this is Volume 1, I didn't want to miss the chance of, Volume 2 coming out, and then I don't have it, or I don't have the opportunity to get it anymore.
Yeah.
So, so I didn't. I decided to grab it. So, if you guys,
I already recognize a lot of it.
yeah, if you guys don't know the Injustice storyline, Superman's essentially the bad guy.
Yep. It's basically what happens if you push Superman past the edge.
Yeah, and so it's a great. I mean, if you ever played video games, you know the storyline. Actually, reading it is different, right? Because you get more of that emotion from Supes and the rest of the team by having to go up against
basically having to make that decision because everybody knows what's morally right and wrong in the DC universe, but for them to actually straight up be like being told that they either take either they take Superman's side or they die or they'll lose everything they care about type stuff.
Yeah. So I'm actually really excited about. Oh, you know what? There's another one. Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah, He-Man.
So grab that one real quick. We'll go over that one. I'm actually really excited about this one.
Look at this big boy.
It should be a pretty fun one to read.
Just seeing him brings back my childhood of me and you sitting down and watching He-Man together.
Yeah. So so when Kai was younger, we actually sat down and we watched all Thundercats and He-Man and stuff like that. And let me tell you, I enjoy them, but they're not as memorable as I remember.
Yeah.
It was
like you mainly just remember the characters. You don't remember the episodes. You just remember how fun it was to watch them.
Yeah.
And the Masters of the Universe.
So this one here, the He-Man one, this is huge. This is a big boy. On camera, it doesn't really show too much, but it's like 1,450 pages. This is a big one.
Oh yeah.
And from what I understand, I mean the artwork in it is really good.
Hell yeah, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Dude, Skeletor looks awesome.
Doesn't he?
He's no longer like the goofy looking guy that we all know and love.
This is supposed to be a much more serious story than what we're used to. And it's supposed to be really good. Now, the first part is all the He-Man stuff. The later parts, they put in, look at that.
Oh, Thundercats.
Yeah, Swords and Omens, it's called.
That's awesome.
Right? So, that right there could be a fun one to read. That's got Mum-Ra and stuff. Then they included the original He-Man comics in here, right?
Oh,
so
that's cool.
It's got the original stuff, which is interesting. So this collects. This one collects a lot. Okay. He-Man and Masters of the Universe Series 1 through 6. He-Man and Masters of the Universe Series 2, 1 through 19. He-Man The Eternity War 1 through 15. Masters of the Universe Digital Chapters number 1 through 8. Masters of the Universe Origin of He-Man number 1. Masters of the Universe Origin of Hordak number 1. Masters of the Universe Origin of Skeletor number 1. DC Universe versus Masters of the Universe, number 1 through 6. He-Man and Thundercats, number 1 through 6. DC Comics Presents, number 47. Special Masters of the Universe Preview, and Masters of the Universe number 9 of the 1982, number 1 through 3, along with treasure trove of behind-the-scenes artwork.
Nice.
This one's cool. Like, I can't wait to sit and read this, actually, because I think it'll just be a fun one. A little bit of that nostalgia there. So look at that.
Yeah, Skeletor looks freaking awesome.
So, there's He-Man, the spine. That Skeletor looks amazing. And then
Multi-Eye or something like that? I can't remember. Is it
I can't remember his
Many-Eye,
name.
something like that?
Yeah,
There he is.
and Evil Lynn, and yeah. I can't wait for this one, actually. This might be our next read.
Probably.
Right? So,
After
after I finish The Flash by Jeff Johns, I think I might read this one. I've been kind of wanting to.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. I just remember, like, especially when the 2011 Thundercats came out, that reboot. Me and you would literally sit on the phone together. You'd be at your house, I'd be at mine, and then we'd be watching it together at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, so we're not gonna go through and open these ones right now, but they're the Batman by Grant Morrison. Okay, Volume 1.
That artwork looks cool right there.
Batman by Grant Morrison, Volume 2. And Batman by Grant Morrison, Volume 3.
They all look so serious, and they all have like the face.
So I got Volume 3 at my local game store.
Game store.
Not game store, comic book store.
Yeah. But,
So I got it there. Like I said, I ended up getting these two off of Amazon for $45 each, right? Which is, I don't know why they were so cheap. I mean, they're $75 books. but you know.
Because they knew they'd bring down the value when they throw your book on in there.
Yeah. So we're actually going to do a review of these 3. So this is, from what I understand, the Grant Morrison run is, some people love it, some people hate it. So it takes place after Final Crisis. Don't quote me on this. At some point, I think it's halfway through Volume 1, Final Crisis happens. Yeah. And you know how in Final Crisis, Batman goes away?
Yeah, okay? Basically, in a way.
Batman goes away in Final Crisis.
Yes.
Okay, so some of this deals with that and the aftermath of that. So it's supposed to be really good, but there's supposed to be some of the stuff that's pretty wordy. If I remember right, Jim Mint talked on his channel about how there's one full chapter of literally like a novel. I mean, it's just full on reading, right? So,
if they meant something else by wordy, the comic books always have swears in them.
No. It's supposed to be like novel type.
Oh
right?
Boy.
And so, so we'll see.
That's gonna be a very long read then.
Yeah. So we're gonna go through some of these individually over the next couple weeks, and we'll do some individual spoiler-free reviews. And
we're getting better at it.
Yeah, getting better at it. So we'll do full sets, I think. So like, since we have all the Grant Morrison ones, we've got all of the Nightfall ones, we have the X-Men 1 and 2, we can do both of those.
Yeah.
We have all the Green Lantern, we have the entire Green Lantern line, which I think that would be a fun one to do, because we could do the 3 Jeff Johns plus Blackest Night and Brightest Day. I've never read Brightest Day, so that could be a fun one too.
Yeah.
So, okay. So yeah, so again, subscribe, comment, let us know what you'd like to see. If you see anything in the background back here that you'd like to see us do a little quick review or anything on, let us know. There's a couple of them that we've both read. There's some that he's read, I haven't read. There's some that I've read, he hasn't read. So, but we can always go through and get through it so we can do a little review. Yeah, so thank you and look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye.